do I look like I'm fucking ready? Like,
You never look like you're ready. That's a fucking rhetorical question you've asked you.
Right. Correct.
Oh my god, his phone actually automatically did the horizontal shit. He didn't have to fuck with it. This is gonna be magical. What a sign. It's incredible.
Absolute e-bags as well.
Get a lamp as well, mate.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, the monitor shuts off every 5 seconds.
Right. Not anymore.
Whoa! Look at that. Look at that fucking spot under his eye, lad.
Right.
I've only realised it there now.
How can you? Brian and Rudolph's nose, kid. What are you talking about?
All right.
It's like dry skin.
No. Moisturize, mate.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Best Served Raw, the Wrestless review show of Monday Night Raw. Now, as of today, January 1st, we'll be moving to Netflix. And we are here to pay homage, to send off, say goodbye to Monday Night Raw on television. Final episode of Monday Night Raw on television for the foreseeable future. How we feeling today, boys? I am joined by my lovely hosts Jeff Cooney and Sean Maroney, who is definitely not hungover.
Yeah, because he's a dry shite now. He's drinking 0-0 Captain Morgan for a fucking bet.
At least I had 3 Jaeger bombs last night, and that was going easy.
I had baby Guinnesses. I had some lovely whiskey, some lovely Tea Legs whiskey. I had
there,
some
Kyle O'Reilly.
Bloody Devil's Bit cider. It was a weird way to ring in the new year, but we did it loud and proud in my household, and I'm happy.
Loud and proud and Irish.
Yes, sir. Rowdy, how was your bland New Year's Eve?
Well, I had possibly one of the most horrible days of my life yesterday, because we watched Monday Night. So for context, folks, this is Wednesday. This New Year's Day, 2025. We watched Monday Night Raw the night prior, when it came out live, which for us in Ireland is roughly about Tuesday 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. I had work at 8 a.m., so I had to be up for 6 a.m. With that, Jeff was like, "Oh, he dipped." So I got about 3 hours sleep. I went to work, and that work shift just knew I was feeling weak because there was a tragedy that happened in work. I told the boys.
Oh, sorry.
Tragedy.
Hold on, a moment of silence for the tragedy, please, lads. Let's be serious.
So anyways, the housekeeper's daughter put her cat in a tumble dryer and it died. And because of that, I had to do housekeeping for about 2.5 hours. And when I tell you, I had jelly legs by the end of it. I thought my day was off to a horrible start. Little did I know my day was just going to be horrible.
It was an omen of things to come, mate.
Yeah, it was New Year's Eve. I had plans. I got a bottle of vodka. I was excited. And then this fat cunt over there on the fucking left. Is it that side? Oh, no, he's on the far left of me. And another one of our friends who will not be mentioned cancelled because, I'm working till 9. I'm not feeling it. Fuck the both of you.
Agreed.
So I got me a bottle of vodka and I was like, "Oh, it's just you and me, baby." Or is it? It's Spencer's. And proceeded to have on-off drinks whilst playing the Xbox for a little while. Eventually got back on the call with the boys and realised I have to stop drinking in 2025 because I have a bet going on with a lady. And if I win said bet with the lady, she has to shout out her ex's band on her Instagram story for a whole solid month.
Sean,
absolutely terrible.
Do I have your permission to play a snippet of the music video in the edit?
If a tiny fucking snippet. Yeah.
You don't want to get copyrighted, David. Their
Yeah.
label
What
will
if
be
they become,
after us.
what if they become big and famous to everyone's dismay?
Oh, then they won't
Fuck it.
focus on the Dex. They'll start focusing on teenage girls.
But yeah.
Whoa.
Oh,
Jesus.
with that, Maroney is now entering 2025 a new man, a completely, entirely sober man. No drinking,
Try shite.
no drugs. But with that, I would like to just go through a couple of things I got for Christmas. So,
Wait, what?
well, we'll do the what you want to talk about segment. So,
Fair enough.
with
Go
that,
ahead.
I got given this by my family. In case you can't see what it is, it's a sex toy.
Oh, that's
I
adorable.
have faith in you. Yeah.
I pulled the most out of a lot of us.
True.
And with that, they also got me because they want me to stop using one hole. Boo.
I love that.
Yes.
You know what? A good shining light for you in the new year, mate. That's what that is.
I think that shining light may be something he needs to go see a doctor about.
I tried to encourage her. She didn't want to do it.
Oh, God.
Well,
Okay.
I think that's a good bombshell to end what you want to talk about. I think anyone's going to
we,
beat that.
there's a few things.
Oh.
All right. You said you also had a story you wanted to talk about. John, is that right?
Oh, is this the okay? So,
Oh yeah, yes. Go on, sir.
I'm saving
So-
the segment.
so, ladies and gentlemen, I may have had a celebrity encounter in the past week or so. I met a gentleman from Westlife, and I met a gentleman from Boyzone. And for the life of me, I was told their names. I don't remember their names still. I have never been an avid listener of either band. But
Sorry.
apparently, the two have performed or come together to start a duo performance. And they were playing in my local town over the past week. And with that, they were staying in my hotel. Now, I wasn't aware of this. But everyone else around me seems really excited because they're old. They're like, I can't believe you don't know Boys. I can't believe you don't know fucking what's it called?
Drop the names. Westlife, you fall.
Westlife. Yeah. And I was like, well, look, fucking, I've just clearly grown up in a different generation to a lot of yous. But they came in. They checked in. We had to go over like a bunch of insurance and shit because fucking it's really important for them for like security purposes. Nothing goes wrong. And one of my colleagues decided to throw out that I've never heard of either band in front of them.
Boo.
They initially thought that was like cool, and they're like, oh. So like you wouldn't know, then you true. It's like normal people. I was like, yeah, well, of course. I saw the look of and like honestly, fucking, I thought like you were a drug addict. I wouldn't let you fucking check into my hotel.
Did you actually say that? No, you didn't.
But Ryan, my manager, goes to me and was like, "Do you have any questions that you want to ask them?" And I just go. So that Robbie Williams resurgence on TikTok, and immediately I got told to fuck off.
I guess they wouldn't take that, Marody, would they? You know that, lads? Go on.
Look, I was fully convinced when I said it that I was referencing a member from the correct band. Apparently, I was not.
You thought Robbie Williams was in Boyzone and/or Westlife?
And/or, well, no, or. There's more so the keyword. One of the two.
You're a fuckwit, mate. Come on.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That sums up my holiday week from celebrity encounters to lube and sex toy and being sober because my housekeeper's cat got tumble died.
Funnily enough,
Right.
you went from like lubed up, ready to go to dry shite in like a matter of a couple of days, and I respect it.
All right,
I respect it.
Jeff, is there anything you want to talk about?
Not really. I don't think I could beat Tubble Dyed Cat and
Yeah.
calling two of the boys from Westlife and Boyzone Robbie Williams.
All right.
I don't think I could beat it.
To bring it back to wrestling, there's already been a eventful show this year. Already.
Monday Night Raw.
Monday Night Raw, baby. Monday
No.
Night Raw.
We'll get to Raw in a second, but it does involve WWE superstars.
No.
It's on topic. It's on topic.
Let's see how on topic it is for David. Let's see.
Okay,
Come on, David.
so WWE's partner promotion in the East, Pro Wrestling Noah, had their first show of the year, which involved...
Why did I know it was gonna be Noah?
No.
There is noteworthy shit to come out involving WWE people.
Rose on our exclusive content page.
So, WWE United States Champion Shinsuke Nakamura successfully defeated former UFC fighter Ulka Sasaki. And, in a match for the GHC Heavyweight Tag Team titles, Jack Morris, who has formerly competed on NXT UK, and Omos won the GHC Heavyweight Tag Team titles. Omos, who is still contracted to WWE despite what some people think,
Well,
is now
I mean,
a champion in another company.
to be fair, I don't blame people for not realizing he's still contracted, because there was a report that came out midway through the year saying they'd given up on him. So I mean, like,
Yeah, look, he's gotten massive reactions from the Japanese crowd. They love him. He's there for the long haul, it seems, and I wish him the best. He seems like a lovely lad from all that I've heard.
And a big weeb.
For anyone.
Oh yeah, and I will briefly bring this up because I know you'll get annoyed if I stay too long on this, but their top champion got embarrassed by a Zoomer, who then proceeded, who not only was the top babyface booed out of the building and the heel actively cheered, this Zoomer heel in his backstage comments afterwards proceeded to do a Fortnite dance on his grave.
清宮に勝って嬉しいな清宮に勝って嬉しいな
Oh Lord. As me and Maroney were discussing off camera before the podcast, fuck them kids. Moving on.
Rest in peace, Kyle Kitty.
I have a firmly different stance on this. I don't fuck Jeff.
No, Maroney, we were discussing how we're old and out of touch. Both of us.
No, you are old and out of touch. I was making fun of my
his
colleague.
baby face. Come on.
I was making fun of my colleague who is old and pushing 30.
Hey, look, this is gonna go up on Thursday, so we can play It's Out of Touch Thursday. You know.
Lovely. But I'll say I was making fun of her because fucking she uses Urban Dictionary to look up new age slang when she doesn't understand it when it's said to her. I say this to Jeff. Jeff's like, I've had to do that a couple times this year. Mainly it's just skibbity shit that confuses me. And I was like, hey, we can't knock it. Fucking back in our day, we had Shrek is Low, Shrek is Life, and fucking, yo, I said, Hammy, I'm a what? Fucking. It's the same shit, different age of the internet. Can't judge.
But I'm old and judgmental now, and I'm allowed.
Speaking of same shit, different internet, let's talk about Monday Night Raw.
Let's go, baby. So Monday Night Raw, the final Monday Night Raw, is televised on the USA Network. We're coming to you live from Houston, Texas, from the Toyota Center, and we kick off with Jey Uso. No, the Boo Day. The New Day come out. They're booed out of the building. They try and talk and they're booed again. They keep trying to talk and they're booed again. They're really annoyed about it. Yeah, it's all like, why don't you want to hear us talk? This is a load of bollocks. And then who comes out? Jey Uso. But don't worry, you can go for a piss because it's going to take 5 minutes for him to yeet his way to the ring. Jey comes down. Xavier Woods is like, Jey, we go way back. Talk to the people first. And Jey's like, yeah, you're right. We do go way back. There's only one thing I have to say to you. New Day sucks. And then they get booed out of the ring. They're like, we'll get you. They walk off or whatever. So the New Day continue to be flopped after that fantastic segment with Big E. So they've just done nothing.
They have become geeks.
Absolute geeks. Absolute geeks. But moving on to more important business, Jey Uso gets on the mic and he says he's got new problems. says the OTC is going to handle Solo in the new bloodline, but Drew's still messing with him and his brother, and he'll handle that. He tells Drew to get his ass down here. Solo and the new blood then appear on the screen. Solo says that they made their mark on Monday. You know, people get in their way, they'll get run over. Sami got too close, so they dropped his ass too. Solo says that the Usos should have chose him and the real bloodline, because the Ulafala is staying around his neck forever. He's going to destroy Roman in tribal combat, and the Usos and everyone else is going to be acknowledging him. And we had the boy, the GOAT, our one true king, Jacob Fatu, in the background, imitating the most beautiful thing in the world. I love you, Solo. So as Jay is focused on that, he's about to retort to Solo. Big D Drew McIntyre comes in from behind and absolutely clatters the man. He drops him down, starts beating him. But Drew then does a countdown, waiting for the Claymore, but is caught with a super kick right on the schnoz. A big Glasgow kiss, though. Somehow, Drew was able to headbutt a Samoan and survive. I'm honestly surprised. This must be the New This must be the New Year's resolution.
Stealing my fucking jokes.
Yes! That's what you get when you lead the podcast, mate. You got to take all the best bits of us and put it together cohesively.
He has been consistent, to be fair to him.
But Sean, don't worry. You know what's going to cheer you up?
And he's doing the thumbnails now.
Yeah. That's true. He's a work to that. Sean, don't worry. I'm going to instantly cheer you up. Because who comes out next? Sean's favourite segment, ladies and gentlemen. It's the first time of any tonight. The Skinny Men. The Skinny Men, Sean. They've come out. They've come out to sort everything out. They're out breaking up the lads. Fair play to them. But the Skinny Men, unfortunately, can do nothing to stop Drew McIntyre going in and dropping for Jay with a Claymore. He just stood there as he ran through.
I will just say, as this was happening live, I was on a call with Sean and with Jeff as well. All I could hear was Sean going, don't stop them, come on, no. And then as soon as Drew goes, I hear, yay!
Fuck those skinny men. I'm sick of those stupid fucking scrawny skinny bastards. Fucking, if you let people have a good promo every now and again, or if you let people batter each other, fucking, you can actually progress a story. Fucking, i.e. Sheamus and fucking Kaiser later in the show, i.e. fucking Punk and Rollins later in the fucking show. But no, those stupid 20 skinny men have to fucking ruin everything.
This podcast does condone the message of fuck those skinny men.
Exactly.
None of us agree with them. We're all angry about it. Sean maybe the most. But that was our opening segment for Raw. For Raw's final send-off. Whoa! He's not a skinny man. He's a quite.
He's lost it. He's lost it.
He's a quite handsome man.
He's balding. Fuck him.
Fair enough. But yeah, that was our opening
segment.
segment.
Don't you defend him. We know he's not your cup of tea.
That was our opening segment for the last televised Raw on the USA Network. Boys, how did we feel? How did it make us feel? Optimistic for the show, pessimistic for the show, realistic for the show.
It was a good opening segment, I think. You know, did its job. Showed even with no follow up practically at all. just that the New Day, the New Day are still over as heels. They get some of the loudest crowd reactions you'll hear. Sean.
As Kerwin says, it did what it needed to do. I still inquire about what that means. It sounds like a lot of nothing, if I'm honest with you. Kerwin, you'd cut a great current day Fed promo, you would, saying a lot of nothing.
I don't know where I put my microphone.
But if you ask me, I think it could have been a great segment if they actually gave Drew and Jay the time to have a proper promo, or the interaction between Solo and fucking Jay, and then have Drew absolutely spike him. But no, they had to waste half of it on the fucking entrance. They had to waste half of it on the New Day just getting fucking denied the right to talk. Whatever. It could have been executed so much better, in my opinion. But you know what? And fuck those stupid 20 men. Just let them scrap. I watch wrestling for wrestling. I don't need the bell to be fucking rang to watch wrestling. Just let them fucking scrap.
I think that's a sentiment we can all get behind. But as Maroney said, didn't get the time. There's more pressing matters. Feud that's about 6 months old. Chad Gable versus Otis Dozovich was next, ladies and gentlemen. Holy shit. This was like one of the hottest feuds they had going halfway through the year, and they did nothing. They did nothing.
Yeah.
Like most of Chad Gable's year.
It was
They did
still a
nothing.
great fucking match.
It was, but like imagine this with heat. Like imagine this after they did
Heat,
the whole
brother.
show.
Heat.
But there was, to be fair, the boys, they were fairly over for the considerable amount of time they've taken away from each other. So before we have Gable versus Otis, we do have the American Made backstage. Chad is asked about facing Otis one-on-one, how he's feeling about it. Chad says he's sick of people saying he can't win championships, he can't beat luchadors, and he's ducking Otis, even though all three are true. So I don't know why he's angry about it. Tonight, he starts checking things off a bucket list, starting with Alpha Academy. It's time for me to kill my darlings, and Otis is the final nail in the coffin, because apparently he's not going to beat the shit out of, Maxine Dupree, because that would be a little bit bad. That's why he's Ivy Nile there. So he knows that he thought Otis, that idiot, everything he knows. And tonight, he gets his final lesson. The master is the master forever. And then we have Julius, Brutus, and followed by Ivy, each say the part in we weren't just born here, we weren't just raised here, we were made here, which is apparently their new little slogan. Isn't that lovely? So we have the end of that promo, which is lovely. And the match begins. It's insane to me that they didn't capitalize on it when it was hot, but here we go. At least we got a match finally that had no shenanigans whatsoever, and it was completely down the middle at exactly what we wanted. Start off, Otis, obviously the powerhouse, just throwing Chad around. A nice military press from Otis as Gable powders out and admonishes the rest of the academy. He uses that, gets some offense in on Otis, because obviously Otis is the big brother of the situation. He's not going to let him talk trash to the boys. Well, the boy, the girl. Or scratch that, Otis just chucks him chest first into the buckles, because, he's a big boy. He's a big boy, and he can throw his weight around, and he can throw Chad around. There's some nice stuff from Gable, though. He used the speed to avoid Otis, send him into the post, and had a nice rope hung dragon screw in the corner. That was lovely. Really nice limb targeting from him, really focusing in on the knee. Gable tries for a diving headbutt, but no one was there. That's a shame. I'm sure all the boys who we love, who've done that before, would give that a thumbs up. Your Bryan Danielsons of the world. Your Sean, who's your favorite wrestler back in the day, like mid-2000s? Some sort of Wolverine of some sort.
Canadian crippler. You gotta know, man. Fucking, you just have to be there. Fucking, honestly, he's my inspiration. Now, as someone who's expecting child, I wanted to murder my partner and kid and myself.
So, yep, that was festively dark. So, moving on. So after that, Otis has to come back after Chad misses the diving headbutt. A big body block from Otis as he hits the worm. The Creeds dropped his hour outside, so Otis comes out and sends them into the timekeeper's area. And Maxine drops Ivy Nile. A roll into an ankle lock from Gable. He's kicked off, but he gets right back on it. Then Otis kicks off Gable again and kicks him through the ropes. Otis brings both Creeds into the ring and trucks him and sends Gable into the Creeds with a nice suplex throw. A nice slam and an ankle lock from Otis now. But Chad rolls through, setting Otis off into the ropes. Then a gorgeous German. Like, he picks him up and he kind of hangs him there for a second, just drops him. Really, really nice technique. Then Chad was caught off the top rope. Ivy Nile tries to grab Otis by the leg to interfere. Gable uses that to lock in a grapevine and ankle lock, and Otis taps out. So Otis was beaten by about like 10 people. So that's, yeah. It's a good match. It was a nice match. Gable got a win. I'm never going to complain about that.
You got to make Otis look really strong.
Marody, I'll go to you first, mate. How did you feel about it?
I think this is a classic example of this could have been, like, it was a great match, don't get me wrong. But simply the investment, the reactions from the crowd could have been so much better if Triple H just knew how to strike when the iron was hot, as opposed to patting it when it's lukewarm. But, like, seriously, I don't see what the point is of keeping this going unless fucking you plan on eventually reintroducing it as a constant feud, which honestly, it's the last thing I want to see. I'm fucking kind of fed up of it at this point, and then having a major blow off for it. But if it's going to be a major blow off for it, there's not going to be many people who are going to be positively fucking chanting for Chad to win by the end of it, and that's kind of what you need to achieve at some point soon with Chad Gable. What I'd say to you is, I'm honestly so confused and baffled as to why they don't have American made like feud against Judgment Day, like fucking Finn Balor version, etc. Fucking because that's something that you could honestly fucking make interesting. Like they're completely opposites in nearly every regard, and fucking they'd have the technical ability between all of them to actually put on some great matches. If you give, like, honestly, fucking, why not have Finn Balor and JD have the fucking tag title before fucking War Raiders won them, and fucking go up against Chad and whoever the fuck is on his team and win some gold for once?
Yeah.
Like, why not? Because they could have done shenanigans on either side. They could have done a story for 6 months, and honestly, you probably could have kept it fresh, annoying, because that's just the Triple H way of booking. But fucking, you could have, because there's so many fucking moving parts in that story. But here we are again, American Made versus Alpha Academy, and we're just getting shit after shit to show that Hand Gable is better than the people that he left, even though it wasn't a clean finish.
Yeah, I mean, the whole concept of being the wrestling machine kind of loses its way when he's healed it up. David, thoughts on Otis versus Chad?
That deadlift German suplex was cool.
That was pretty gorgeous,
That's it.
Okay,
it's a regular heel match.
They kept it short and sweet.
Yeah.
Lovely stuff. Speaking of short and sweet, or not so short and sweet, we had a Rhea versus Liv promotional package next. The feud that's so fresh and new, raining in the new year. You love to see it. WWE expanded into new territory. But Rhea says that it was meant to be her year last year. She recaps her run up to Mania, how she held the title for a year and then beat Becky on the grandest stage of them all. She says she took her eye off the ball and she paid for it. Rhea says after everything she's done, this has to end, which I agree with firmly. It does fucking have to end, and it should have ended months ago. Yeah. But anyways, we cut to Liv. Liv says 2024 was her year. She did everything Rhea did to her, but better. Rhea took Liv's arm, so Liv took Rhea's arm. She took her title, she took her family, and most importantly, she took the most gorgeous man in all of WWE, Dominic Mysterio. Rhea thanks Liv for taking all that dead weight that held her down, so Rhea's got to unburden her of the title that Rhea never lost. Liv says she always ends up on top no matter what Rhea says. Rhea then replies and says that the Judgment Day Raquel, not Dom, can save her from the beat she's got to get. This has to end is the main ending little note on it. Yes, please. I think sums up our thoughts on this. But Sean, any expansive thoughts on this little package here?
Yeah, I think it's again a testament to Triple H patting the iron whilst it's lukewarm, considering the quality of matches we went from is end of an era to this has to end.
Yeah, it's not the most.
Your tagline might as well be "We're sick of this. Make up your fucking mind.
Change the channel.
Have a clean decision and leave the story die." But look, I don't think the package itself is something that is going to sell me for next week on Raw. I think next week on Raw, I'm expecting shenanigans because the story is just not going to end. Like, let's be real.
It's going to WrestleMania.
I'm really hoping it doesn't. But considering the amount of advertisements I've seen of one specific individual for the Raw on Netflix, apologies. I think we're going to be seeing the return of a Lady Lynch next week, or the man Becky Lynch next week, to fucking interfere and I don't know, maybe batter Liv causing a DQ, but I guess they'll get the 20 skinny women out there and fucking separate them as well. Who knows? We'll see that on the Raw after Netflix. But fucking yeah, I don't think the story is going anywhere. The promo package is not going to sell me on it. But the idea of, I'm hoping Becky being the one joining the feud and freshening things up a bit, causing a bit more what's the word? Not diversity, but like just adding another layer to the feud that would actually feel refreshing. And hopefully by the time we get to Mania 41, Becky Lynch is once again walking out as Women's World Champion.
Now that's the fresh new 2025 I want. David, thoughts on the little package feud reading up there?
It's a well done package, but it's a feud I really just don't care about anymore. Just finish it, please. End the pain.
And that's really saying something. Kerwin used to wank to it every week, fucking passionately.
Oh.
And speaking of things that'll never end, next we go back to the Judgment Day's Judgment Den. Judgment Day are all having something, planned for the rematch. Finn says, I'm sure Lady Liv has a plan. She always does. And it's like the most condescending delivery of ever. Just like he has a plan to deal with Priest and the War Raiders. Because again, remember, it's a new year. We're kicking into 2025 with fresh feuds, baby. We love to see it. Finn says, most importantly, when you listen to Finn, you win, which is the load of gack I've ever heard. I hate it. He then asks Raquel after everyone leaves, like, by the way, Raquel, just let Liv know from the bottom of my heart, I wish her the best of luck. And it's like disingenuously, like way over the top. It's a good performance from Finn, but hopefully he gets some a bit fresher, in the new year.
He's going to break his shoulder in his next match.
Yes, Seth's going to injure him again. Becky's going to come back. He's going to be like, oh, I remember you used to go off on her. I'll injure you again, you bastard. Anyways, so next we have R-Truth coming out. And I think this is the point where I dipped.
Yes, it was.
This is where Jeff started fucking complaining and wailing and bitching. I'm tired. I don't want to watch Raw, even though it was him that went on to us and was like, hey, do you want to watch Raw? Jeff, I've got work at 6 a.m. that I have to be up for. But do you want to watch Raw?
Oh, whoa. I can pull up receipts here of the actual conversation. I said, are you staying up for Raw? You said, mate, I have to be up at 6:30 in the morning. I've got work. Okay. But fuck yeah, go on. There was no battling from you. There was no argument. It was a question posed by a friend, answered by a friend. It was a
I've clearly forgotten a comma in that text then, if that's the case. Because it was meant to be read like, fuck. Yeah. Okay.
Which I think perfectly does sum up this segment. So R-Truth comes out. Houston, Texas. Let's light this butch up, he says, which is obviously the most triggering word for Peter Dunne. Pete Dunne blindsides R-Truth, beats him down, and oh my God, Marody, I bet you're excited for this one. Who returns? Who makes their long-awaited return from the start of the show? The Skinny Man. Yeah.
Honestly, shake Butch's head and fucking put him in there.
Oh God, stop it. So just so anyone keep count, that's 2 interferences by the Skinny Men. And then Don yells as the segment goes off, I'm nobody's Butch. We've said this.
I'm so glad they're gonna go to Netflix and be able to fucking swear.
But they're not gonna.
They're not gonna. Advertisement money, baby.
Fucking
you think they're letting Pete Dunne swear? He's not being allowed to swear. Not.
I mean, he's from he's a brummie. He knows how to swear.
Yeah, they're not gonna let him swear.
They're not gonna let fucking Kevin Owens swear. Fucking God, that's a whole different barn.
Kevin Owens can swear now if he wants. He can just swear in French.
Yeah, I suppose no one will know.
Yeah.
What he's saying.
Yeah, as long as you're swearing in a different language, the advertisers don't know because it's America. Fucking corporate America is just white.
They're illiterate at the best of times.
They speak American.
They fucking do. But yeah, quick little seg. I don't think we need any deep extenuating thoughts on that.
No.
Next up,
I
you've
thought it
Damage-
was brilliant up until the 20 skinny men.
That's fair. That's understandable. That is always the downer of your night when 20 skinny men rush into your room and grab you. But anyways, next we had Damage Control backstage. Kathy Kelly's with him and asks how Dakota and Io feel after Kyrie being injured, Io stepping into the tournament, and the possibility of them facing each other in the finals for this new fancy, lovely little belt. Dakota says the Pure Fusion Collective don't have what it takes to beat Damage Control. That's why they had to take Kyrie Sane out. And she can't wait to knock Zoe out of this tournament personally for that reason. Dakota then says it'd be an honor to face Io for the title, but as long as one of them wins, it doesn't matter. Io says it'd be great if she faced Dakota in the finals, and Io says Lyra has a respect that she'll definitely be a champ one day, but it's not tonight. Obviously,
No one's
she didn't
gonna
have a
win the
peek into the
title tonight.
future. So, poor Io didn't understand what was coming her way. Speaking of this, it leads into Zoe Stark versus Dakota Kai. Short tournament match here. It wasn't the main focus. Obviously, the match later on was the main focus. But nice stuff. Nice pump kick from Kai to start. Both women go back and forth as they are bitter rivals at this point. They've been feuding for since last year. A nice flip out of a
Very
monkey
funny.
flip from Stark. But Kai drops her with a clothesline and tries to use her speed to overcome the power that Zoe Stark has, obviously. Stark was dominating Kai in the early goings. Dakota Kai, this was actually the best spot of the match. She jumps up on Stark's shoulders, her knees are on her shoulders, and she flips over for a backcracker. It was very nice. I thought that was absolutely lovely. Fair play.
Well, you went to bed for it, so fuck you. I didn't ask for your opinion.
You lead the fucking podcast then. You do the play-by-plays.
Okay.
All right.
Right. So
Sit back in
I'm
your
gonna
back.
take
That
control
wasn't
for
a
second
fucking
then.
opportunity. Shut your mouth.
I'm
Just
taking a
mouth.
second to go back to what you want to talk about. Because Jeff invited me to take over the podcast, and I'm
That
gonna.
is not what I did. That
No,
was
you did.
sarcasm
You did.
and
We have.
rhetorical. That was.
It's literally. Let's get back 10, 20 seconds ago. He did, didn't he?
Learn to read tone,
exactly.
you fuck.
No, I didn't get. I don't give a shit. You shouldn't have fucking said it if you didn't want it. So fucking here I am. I'm gonna derail the fucking podcast. So, but I'm gonna tell you about the one skinny man that has possibly made my week, as opposed to these stupid 20 skinny men. Right? My hotel had a break-in. Right? This was on, I believe, the 27th. Oh, no, it was a Saturday. We have a night pour. We have two, which also became gossip throughout the week. But one for weekends, Thursdays to Sundays. His name is, we'll leave his name out for privacy reasons. He, by far, is possibly the worst night pour I've ever come across in my entire fucking life. He allows just anything to happen because he's one of those delicate flowers that just doesn't want to get involved in confrontation. So we wake up the next morning on Sundays quite often to, there's 7 people having a coke-filled orgy in the fucking room 101, etc. Because he lets them just fucking waltz around the hotel, etc. And he lets anyone in. But we had a break. We had the same chap come to the hotel 3 times throughout the night to try and break in different ways, because there's different entrances. I won't go into too much detail about the entrances for security reasons. I like my job, but I'll tell you the rough story.
Legal reasons as well.
Yeah. He comes to the front door, roughly around 1 a.m, fucking trying to kick in the door because for the most part it's glass, but it's held on by magnets. After a certain point, for obviously keeping off the undesirables, and he was waiting until one of the residents decides to go out and have a smoke because they can use their key card to get back in. So the door was open. He sneaks his way in. He starts running around the hotel, trying to break into the bar that's now closed. Gets into the bar and starts going behind the counter. The night porter heard him, and he was like, "Oh fuck, what do I do?" Because he doesn't like confrontation. Instead of meeting him head on, thankfully, thanks be to God, we had one of our bouncers for the bar staying there that night because he was going to the club behind the hotel. So he goes up to his room, wakes him up, and goes, I need to throw someone out. So the chap comes down, fucking grabs the little junkie, throws him out on the street. Fucking easy, sorry, fucking grand. It's now 3 o'clock in the fucking morning. The junkie is back. He
in the morning.
He's changed tactics. As opposed to going through the front door, he's decided to go through one of two of the back doors. And this one's considerably easy to get in because, like, it's kind of just held on. What do they call it? You know, the fucking turn, fucking the thing that pops out in the door to hold it. I don't know the name of it, but the hinge. Well, no, not the hinge. The hinge is the thing that you turn on the fucking door. But he just boots it in and fucking gets back in. But when you go through that entrance, you have to kind of go up and down like the back and the, like, you know, the staff corridors of the hotel. And he goes by the kitchen, to which the night porter was in fucking cleaning. And he was like, oh fuck, he hasn't reached like the lobby or anything or the bar yet. He goes back up, he wakes the fucking bouncer up, he goes, he's back. So your chap comes back, fucking grabs him, don't fucking come back, chucks him out the door again. Happy days. It is now 7 o'clock in the morning, folks. Breakfast has just begun. We have locked up the hotel like it's a fucking military camp. There's chains now wrapped on the back gate that you need to get through to before either of the back doors. Both the back doors have chains on them now.
You've employed 20 skinny men for yourself.
No, I wish.
He is the skinny man.
But this fucker comes back with power tools.
I respect the evolution of the burglar. Like, he started by like, oh, just kick in the front door. Then he was like, oh no, go around the back. And then the third time he was like, I've evolved. I'll bring weapons.
Junkie Digivolve 2.
So Digimon. But you cut one of the fucking chains off for the gate, and that's what the chain sort of hitting the ground is what the night porter heard from inside the building. And he comes around and he sees your chap with his fucking whatever the fuck you call it, and get the electric saw fucking getting through the second chain. And the night porter was like, right, fuck, what do I do?
Yeah.
And this is where the story gets money for me, because there's a lot of inconsistencies. I'm not picking apart someone's job, but fuck me, how did this happen? So the night porter was like, right, I'm going to get my phone out and start recording you. Fair, get your evidence. Why not? The night porter recorded him for 10 minutes. And in those 10 minutes, did not once think, oh, I should get a weapon. Oh, I should ring the guards. Just recorded him. Right?
Yeah.
Your chap gets through the chain, opens the door, and the night porter runs.
I mean, I would also run, but I would also have armed myself sat there for 10 minutes trying to get through a chain.
Or also
exactly.
have called the guards.
Yeah, maybe call the guards when he's not in the... Like, you know?
But the little junkie decides to leave the
little
fucking...
junkie that could.
Yeah, look, I'm not... I don't know the junkie's name, but he will be referred to as the skinny fucking junkie. He leaves the power tools at the back door, right? So he goes into the hotel weaponless, right?
Oh no!
Yeah. And during this, like, fucking, the night porter didn't even think, oh, this time I'm going to go back up and wake the fucking bouncer up for a third time this night. He just leaves him completely fucking, he's sound asleep during all this. Your chap waltzes into reception, sits at the reception desk, kicks his fucking feet up, is trying to get into the computer, and like fucking the night porter sees him and like he kind of goes, he's like, you can't be here. And he goes, oh, I can't be here. I bought the hotel last night. I should sack you. Fucking. And then he's like, no, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. And that's when, for the first time throughout the night, the junkie had started threatening. So he gets up, he starts squaring up, and I've seen the CCTV. When I tell you, Jeff, I could easily take this fucking chap. I've got a broomstick that could easily take this fucking chap.
If you could easily take him, a light breeze in the wind could take this.
Yeah, but your chap gets up, starts intimidating the night porter. So do you know what the night porter does?
What?
He forgets his phone, forgets the hotel phone, walks out the front door, and proceeds to run to the gas station. While breakfast staff are beginning their shift,
yeah,
and there's just a crazy loony break-in junkie with power tools in the hotel.
Jesus, honestly, like I don't know what I'm more mesmerized by: the lack of like doing the job of the night porter, or the evolution of the junkie skinny man. I'm not sure. I'll respect that he went from "I'm gonna kick your front door in" to "I've like used power tools to invade your premises and I'm gonna hack your computer." Like he's grown like hundreds of years within
The
mere hours.
consequences will never be the same.
The drugs must have started wearing off, but he had the same goal in mind.
He's actually
Use the
a
term.
super genius. Like he's an evil villain. Mass report.
He's like Sherlock
he was just on a rate
Holmes.
control.
He's a genius detective, but he also has a crippling addiction to heroin.
Honestly, he's out now already. Fucking like the guards came, detained him, fucking all that. And I was on the next evening, and fucking Davey, the bouncer, fucking walks into the bar. I was like, "Oh, I heard what happened last night." And he goes, "Yeah, fucking some shit night's sleep." And he tells me his version of the story, fucking, which was much shorter than the fucking actual story. But he goes, "Yeah, I already seen the fucker." I was like, "What you mean?" And he was like he was out, fucking, he was getting a chipper across the way. He fucking comes over to me and he goes, "What happened last night?" "Boy, you caused a lot of fucking hassle last night, you did." And fucking he was like, "I thought you were throwing me out of the bar. The hotel was fucking closed."
You used power tools. Wait,
Yeah.
no, he wasn't there for that.
He was like, "I don't remember any of it." Fucking. That's not a good excuse now, chap. I've been there fucking for the. "Oh, I don't remember it." It doesn't fucking get you out of shit. Fucking, I've got a fucking card there fucking that tells me otherwise.
I didn't mean it. Does it keep you out of the drug tank?
Yeah. But this is what we get for Jeff inviting me to take over the podcast again. I'm glad you're enjoying this discussion about wrestling. And now we shall go on to the next segment, which is...
No, we need to finish this segment first, you fuck. Because you interrupted me halfway through the match. So, let's get back in, lads. It's Dakota Kai. It's
Zoe
I was going to
Stark.
say Ivy Nile. It's Zoe Stark. Right. She hit her lovely little back cracker thing. There was a nice code red reversal of a power bomb by Dakota as well. And then to end, we had the Michaels Shelton Benjamin spot, which is always lovely when they hit it right, and it was hit very well here. Catch it super kick by Kai. Then she hits her detonation kick for the win, moving on to the finals of the Women's Intercontinental Championship tournament. I wonder who she'll face. We'll find out later on. How do we feel about the match?
I am. All right, Sean, you go first.
Oh, no,
Fuck him, he's spoken enough. Fucking you have a go, David. Right?
I was just saying me, as in she's going to face me later in the Women's Intercontinental Championship match in the final. I'll happily beat a woman for that fucking title.
So.
Oh, God, okay. I thought the match was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
For the experience level that Zoe Stark has. She didn't do too badly. Dakota, as always, she may only be part Irish, but she's definitely keeping up that fighting Irish spirit in her.
Wait, Dakota Kai's Irish?
Yeah, she's like Irish Samoan.
How does that work? Wait, hold on. Where in her fucking family is there an Irish cunt?
I assume her father.
I assume it has to be on her dad's side because her mother's Samoan.
All right. Didn't know that.
She's an Aussie, but no, she's not Aussie. She's New Zealand. Yeah.
Wow, all the New Zealanders are killing you at the minute.
Big props to the one Irish lad that managed to fucking Samoan.
Put it up, David. Thank you, sir.
But yeah, the right woman definitely won. No more Pure Fusion Collective bollocks in the title scenes, please. Less the women's tag titles, but nobody cares about those.
Sean,
thoughts on the match, not the break-in?
I agree, and no one cares about the women's tag titles. I don't know what the fuck Naomi's thinking. She's just literally come in and replaced Jade Cargill. And honestly, fucking, I'm not fond of this. Jade Cargill has much better presentation. She's a physically much more attractive woman. If there's going to be anyone who holds those placeholders of titles that they like to call, I would like it to be someone that I enjoy watching wrestling.
You don't enjoy watching Naomi?
Fucking,
she's great,
what's the
man.
point of watching someone win a fucking World Heavyweight Championship match if they're not going to win the fucking title? Okay?
True. But okay, moving on to the match itself between not Jade Cargill nor Naomi. It was, in fact, Dakota Kai and Zoe Stark.
Well, this was the match to which Jeff first dipped on us for, so my recollection of it mainly is just cursing him out of it and not paying too much attention to the match, which sums up the match in my opinion. But you know, it was a match. As Kerwin likes to say, it did what it needed to do. As in, it's getting us through the fucking tournament.
It was serviceable.
Yeah, it was just getting us through the tournament so we can get to the fucking final quicker.
To be fair, it is exactly what you want to hear as a compliment for someone that you were serviceable. That's what we all strive for, isn't it, lads? Look at that stare from Sean. That's a man who's been told that.
This is a man.
He's getting flashbacks to Nam. He's like, oh no.
This is a man who's thinking, like, what's that even mean? Again, it's just a whole bunch of nothing. Have you guys ever given a compliment in your entire life?
No.
Wait, given or gotten?
Either.
Yes, to both.
Yes.
I've given one and I've gotten one. I'm one for one.
I've given compliments, I have gotten compliments.
Right. Moving on. Speaking of compliments to USA. There was a little highlights package of Raw and USA. We even got shout-outs to Jericho, shout-outs to Bryan Danielson, shout-outs to loads of people. They weren't scared of popping in people that they don't have the rights to.
Except, of course, Vince McMahon.
Yeah, because fuck that guy. Yeah, it was a nice little collection and collation of like all the things that made USA Raw lovely at times and terrible at others. But it was a nice little farewell, you know.
Sasha Banks being the terrible at times.
Well, she's good now though.
What you mean? Seth Rollins has more fucking Raw women's title defenses than she does.
That's also very true. Was it that tag match with like fucking Baron Corbin and
Lacey Evans?
Yeah, Lacey Evans versus Becky and Seth. That was when he hit her with the fucking end of days, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was a great
I got death threats for that.
It was really good. Oh, it was good stuff. Yeah, after this, we have the long-awaited Judgment 6.
Oh, Jeff.
Judgment Day 6-man match. It was Dominic Mysterio. It was bloody JD McDonough. It was bloody Finn Balor. They were against the War Raiders and Damian Priest. We love to see it. First of all, I have one note on this. Fuck you, bastard. Who got rid? What are you doing? Why do they come out to this shit rap song? What's happening? Why have they done this to my boys? Why?
Rest in peace to the other side. The only
greatest
good
theme
song that they had left.
They had. I'm just glad I've
All
heard
of
it like
the
9
others
times
are
on OTT.
ruined. Yeah.
God, I'm so angry about this. This has actually ruined my year, and we're only a day in. But anyways.
Oi. This was still 2024 when it aired.
Okay, well, it ruined my last year.
Fair.
But while I was watching it was technically... Wait, no. Anyways, moving on.
Fuck your years, Jeff. I don't care if they were good or bad. We're doing a Raw review as opposed to a Jeff's fucking year-in review. Fucking that was the fucking other episode, okay? And you fucking spent a lot of time just drinking your alcohol, okay?
So did you!
The drinking was your idea.
I'm keeping it up.
The drinking was your idea.
That's true. It's very true. Anyway,
if we were going to do an award show, we have to make it entertaining.
Next year, we have to make it more fucking concise, though. That was ridiculous.
Fine.
But anyway.
We'll do drugs next year.
Great. So anyways, so we had Finn and Damien relight the fire, the raging fire that is their feud. Happy days, lads. Woo! End of the year with a bag. So we have Priest.
Feud must continue.
Of course it does. It's the Judgment Day. It's kind of what it says on the tin. Priest and the Raiders overpowering the hell out of the Judgment Day in the beginning. Just big power moves and collisions from the Raiders, dropping Judgment Day. Judgment Day do get on top during the break with nefarious means. We have Carlito obviously getting involved with a bit of shenanigans on the outside. Ivar then comes in hot with a comeback. Nice hot tags, seated sentons, high kicks and cartwheels. He looks great. Priest gets in and runs wild on Judgment Day as well, as he's known to do, because, you know, it takes more than 4 men to beat Damian Priest. So we have big lariat on Dom, but there is a distraction from Carlito again, which stops the South of Heaven attempt. Eric blasts Carlito with a knee, but JD hits a lovely moonsault from Brett's rope from the apron to the outside, and then Ivar squishes JD in between the barricade like a little sandwich. Then we had a Razor's Edge countered into a really botchy Rana, but it was going to be a 619, but then there was a rebound South of Heaven for Damian Priest for the win. Fryn does try to take advantage of Priest and like beating down on his ankle, but the War Raiders chase him off. So that's got to keep going. Happy days. Marody, your thoughts?
I think the War Raiders need to lose weight. What?
You're so mean. Go
You asked
listen
me-
to.
You asked me my thoughts.
I know, but that's like they're way more fit than you are, man. Like they are.
I don't know now. Let's compare bra sizes and we'll see who's more fit.
Let's compare who can run for more than like a minute without getting out of breath.
Wait, they can fucking they smoke cigarettes, they do.
No, you smoke cigarettes. You're confused. No, just
I do not.
more-
I am a clean, healthy YouTuber who doesn't partake in alcohol, drugs, or cigarettes.
You said it. You're a YouTuber.
Yay!
Yeah, this became a debate.
Um,
I'm a
but anyways.
podcaster.
That's
If you
worse.
want to.
Yeah.
As a podcaster. Continue,
Yeah.
sir.
I don't do any of those substances on
Anymore.
the podcast. But if you ask me my genuine thoughts on this match, I couldn't have cared about it. I don't care about the War Raiders. I'm sorry. It's not something that you're going to get me to just go, ooh, guess who's returned? And be like, oh, yay, it's something that they cared about before they left.
Priest.
Like, fucking, look, it's a feud that's gone on too long. It's a feud that is going to go on much longer. Pack the iron whilst it's lukewarm and add some big chunky boys that I didn't give a shit about returning in the first place into the fucking feud to begin with. Triple H seems to have this whole idea that if someone just goes away for a couple months and you had no interest with them and they come back after a couple months, you're going to have all of a sudden of an interest in them. So you give Shinsuke Nakamura the fucking United States Championship, you give the War Raiders the Raw Tag Team Championships, that it's going to be all fine and dandy. I don't give a shit about either. Fucking if B-Fab comes back tomorrow and she beats fucking Nia Jax for fucking the WWE Women's Championship, I'm going to fucking throw a fit. I do not care. You have to establish certain people before you can get them the credibility of a pop when they return.
That's fair. I would just like to. I think Triple H is that there's not as much reach from the Black and Gold era as he thought, because I think that's what he's been doing. He's been trying to get his Black and Gold boys and girls to get up to speed and giving them their moments, like Shinsuke, like the War Raiders, stuff like that, like DIY. He's learning by trial of fire that you can't just pop them back out there. But I will say, if anyone is struggling to connect with them, I do implore you to go look at Ivar's interview with Chris Van Vliet. It's a really lovely interview, and they go through all like the medical struggles, like injuries and stuff like that. It does really humanize them. It does help you kind of connect with them a bit more.
That's not, look, as far as I'm concerned, fucking, if you have to go to alternative media to fucking
Yes.
collect more opinions on certain things, it's not fair. Fucking, there's enough hours of wrestling to watch per week. If you can't sell yourself on the show that you're on, then fucking you don't deserve to be on that show. I'm sorry. There's people who are developing whilst on that show that I have more of an interest in. Tiffany Stratton had a breakout year and she's firing off like a fucking cannon. If she gets shelved and she comes back, she's getting an outrageous pop, right? Fucking, there's a difference. If you can't maintain that, then fucking I'm not going to invest more time in something I don't give a shit about. Watching Chris Van Vliet and other TikTokers or fucking YouTubers do interviews and podcasts, etc.
To be fair, Chris Van Vliet is let's give him. He's an actual like journalist, proper interviewer. Man.
But like my point
Interviews
is,
celebrities as well.
yeah,
True,
but like
Alan
my
Hathaway.
point is, when I go and I watch a Chris Van Vliet episode and there's a wrestler I'm actually interested in watching an interview with. It's someone that I've made the choice of going, I like that wrestler. I'm going to invest this hour to 2 hours fucking time in. I'm not watching fucking, what's his name? Fucking that stupid bald chap that has the fucking YouTube channel that talks about getting buried by Triple H after Brave. I'm not watching him. I don't give a shit about him. Fucking, I'm not going to watch the Chris Van Vliet interview about him because I don't give a shit about him either. Right? I'm going to watch The Undertaker. I'm going to watch John Cena. I'm going to watch Edge because I gave a shit about them naturally. Fucking when they saw themselves on the show that they were on.
That's completely fair. I think they could have done a lot more in ways of when they were coming back, focusing on their road back from injury and recovery, and it would have endeared them to a lot of fans. On the product, like that would have been.
Said they got the Motor City Machine Gun formula of, oh, they're here, belts.
True, David. Do you have any differing thoughts on War Raiders and Priest versus TJD?
It's sad that everyone involved here gets like no reactions from the crowd anymore.
Priest does.
Yeah, Priest does. But he's the only one who does, that's the problem, and he's stuck in a feud with you geeks.
Yeah, and he's beat them handily like
every single time.
It's the Edge formula of like, oh, we're gonna have a feud for months, but I'm always gonna beat you.
No. That's the Jericho formula right there.
No. Let's be fair to Jericho. He always lets them win the majority of the feud, but he wins the last match. But anyways, away from Jericho and his nastiness, back to the show. We have Jay backstage, obviously fuming after Drew McIntyre laid him out earlier in the night. Pierce comes up. Jay has already said nothing. Pierce knows what's going down by now. He's a couple of shots of Jack Daniels in. He's ready and raring to go. Pierce says, before he say anything, I've already escorted Drew and Solo off the premises. They're not here. I know you want to fight, but it's not going to be tonight. But next week, on Raw, on the debut on Netflix, it's going to be main event Jey Uso versus the Scottish psychopath Drew McIntyre. And then Pierce goes, yeet.
And he's not main eventing the show.
Oh, yeah, that's down to Seth.
Not main event Jey Uso.
I mean, I think Jay versus Drew will be fun. I would have liked a bit more build to it since it's going on the Netflix debut. I think every match on the Netflix debut should be like a big time thing if you're trying to sell it. But these two guys are super over. It's gonna be fun. They're both good workers, you know. When they're not working, when one of them isn't working with his brother, you know, it's just good. It's good stuff. As long as we see
super kicks,
as long as we see 18 super kicks next week, I'll be happy. Then we have Ludwig Kaiser for a segment. I automatically wrote down, because he did the big intro that he does for Gunther, I just wrote down like Gunther seg straight away, and I only changed it as we were going through the notes. I was like, oh wait, it was just a Ludwig Kaiser segment.
No, if it makes it feel better, Kerwin did that as well. I was like, oh, what's Ludwig doing out here? And Kerwin was like, don't you think it's to introduce a certain someone? And I was just like,
No, I said was like, because he was watching a totally legal stream that I was watching it live on TNT Sports. He was giving me shit for spoiling things. It was like, he's gonna talk about a certain someone, and because I was ahead and I saw Sheamus come out, it's like, don't you think that will bring out a certain someone? Mm-hmm. He's misconstruing that as me saying, "Oh, Gunther will come out."
Liar!
No,
he's a liar.
All right. Well, I'm gonna be truthful. I thought it was a good segment, but Kaiser comes out and delivers a lovely promo. He says, "The ladies and gentlemen, I demand all gratitude for Ludwig Kaiser." And everyone's like, "Oh, he said his own name. He didn't say Gunther's name. Isn't that new? Fair play to you." Kaiser then goes on to say that each and every one of you peasants knows that Ludwig Kaiser belongs at the top of the food chain in WWE. Ludwig Kaiser is A+ everything. Ludwig Kaiser is European elegance, and Ludwig Kaiser demands that Braun Breaker walks down the aisle right now and brings his Intercontinental Championship. Then we get Shamo with his terrible, terrible music,
which is literally just an even shittier version of his old theme song.
You know what the saddest part is?
It's not even written in my face. It's the instrumental one. Yeah,
they brought back Lobster Head, and they took it away from us. Those bastards.
Rebel monstrosity.
But anyways, Sheamus enters for the first time since War Games, which is it's fun. It's nice. He got a little bit of a break off. He has his ribs cracked, but he's back, baby. Redheaded Fury then beating down on Kaiser. But Kaiser goes and gouges his eyes and gets a small little crack into the ribs before he's caught with the kneecapper and then a brogue kick to boot, taking Kaiser out. To end the new year, or end the year, as he's been ending most weeks on Raw. But again, he's been consistently entertaining, consistently good. We all here love him, as Brody attested to it. I was reading through the promo. He does belong at the top of the food chain. He's fantastic. He is Triple H from back in the day. He is that blue-blooded, bloody, like, oh, I'm better than you, bollocks, but he does it very, very good stuff.
I genuinely feel like if like Triple H is a great comparison. Because I feel like with Kaiser, you can go from the blue blood fucking Hunter Hearst Helmsley like gimmick to my time Triple H with Kaiser very soon if you just do it right.
Totally with you.
The split with Gunther is going to be something magical, I assume.
I'd love to see down the line when they do a split and Gunther put him over, like Kaiser just being that cerebral assassin, you know, that student of the game. Like
I wonder
that's
what will cause them to split. Maybe it'll be like the last time. Who knows?
It won't be.
Who knows?
Moving swiftly on.
Who knows? I wouldn't blame him. Again,
I wouldn't blame him.
It's because there's a girl who knows the game and how you play it.
But anyways, moving on. We have LWO and Alpha Academy on stage. Rey Mysterio tells Otis that it took some cojones to stand up to Chad like that. And he knows the next time he'll beat Chad. He'll beat him down. He'll win. Then Alpha Academy leave.
Yeah.
Oh, you're just mean. So Alpha Academy leave, pretty happy. New Day come in, clapping for Ray. Kofi says Ray's such a good locker room leader, you know, giving Otis a shoulder to cry on. He then asks Ray what he's going to do to the New Day as a locker room leader. What are you going to do? Have your crew jump us, huh? Just because we're back here and all this, you know, poking at Ray. Ray says a locker room leader, as a locker room leader, it's part of his job to step up and check on egos that must be checked. Your two egos need to be checked. He says if you're feeling froggy, jump, and two of the LWO will jump as well. And then Woods and Kofi just bury the LWO in the greatest little segment ever. Woods goes, oh, which of these cosplay cronies is it going to be, huh? Mask guy? Hat guy? No hat guy? And then Kofi just goes, or the 12-year-old with 12-inch boots on and points at Selena Vega. Oh, it's so good.
Which I want to point out, Zelina Vega would then tweet, they're actually 6 inches, Kofi. Not that you know what that's like.
Oh, beautiful. Lee's great. Woods then says that they'll see him soon. Hasta luego. They like back out. This is what they should be doing. Give me like 10 minutes sex in the New Day, just burying the LWO. That's what I want. Oh, it's good stuff. Sean, how do you feel about this, brother?
You know what? I'm just happy that Triple H is pushing a certain agenda on Raw. you can see the talent in the New Day now. Finally, he's woke up and smelled the coffee. It seems. I wonder what inspired that. It wasn't David Kerwin, I can tell you that. But I do have like conflicted opinions about it. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not like the biggest LWO modern day supporter because fucking it is very hard for me to garner interest in them. But at the same time, I'm watching a segment of fucking the old horn fucking just completely shit on the up and comers. Fucking how long do you think Kofi Kingston's going to be wrestling for? Fucking honestly, he's a pectoral muscle fucking injury away from fucking retiring and possibly being an amputee with that fucking chest. Like, but now they've managed to fluke their way into the most fucking heat that they've had in about a decade. And now with that, they think their characters are good enough to just simply just refer to, hey, there's Rey Mysterio. Cosplay, hat guy, mask guy, not mask guy, fucking child.
Good. It's
I
really funny.
enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed it, but like it's conflicting for me. It goes against the memo of fucking bringing up certain superstars. I miss back in the day, fucking when like you're going, okay, you're going 1-on-1, and they'd say someone's name, and you sold it.
The
You're like,
Undertaker.
fuck, and now it's you see the LWO, and you're like, fucking the Street Profits get told fucking they've mauled them and fucking they're like, right, bet there's like 5 of them. Us 2, we're beating the fucking life out of them. Fucking, it's people don't sell for wrestlers anymore in terms of reactions of having to go 1-on-1 against them. It's you're going against this person.
You're going 1-on-1 with The Undertaker.
Yeah, and then you'd sell it, or fucking like when Mick Foley took off the fucking jacket to reveal Cactus Jack.
Oh,
His
Yeah,
name is Cactus Jack.
But the fucking thing you remember from that segment is the way that Triple H sold it. Fucking now it's just okay. You have like a blood feud, and fucking someone is like, "Yes, I want this match. I've wanted this match for ages." And then there's the whole, okay, well, you're going 1-on-1 with this person. It's like they know themselves. It's a fucking match.
As just a brief off topic, you mentioned Cactus Jack, and speaking of, we have the rapper formerly known as Cactus Jack. Travis Scott will be on the Raw Netflix debut.
Oh, lovely!
Sure, it's his team, isn't it? That's the new Raw intro.
Yeah.
I hope Triple H sees the talent in him.
Well, he gave him that hardcore belt.
He did. That was a beautiful hardcore belt.
It is gorgeous, but yeah, no, I really love that point. So it's something I didn't really think of or have it copped. But you're 100% right. People don't sell the idea of going 1-on-1 with certain individuals anymore. Like the closest is like Miz reacting to fighting the Wyatts, but that's it's still not.
And the
Wyatts
at that point were believable, just like supervillains.
Yeah, they're pretty sick when they killed Chad Gable. But
wonder what happened to that guy.
Yeah, I wonder whatever happened to him. I haven't seen him in a while. But yeah, moving on, back on track. We have Io Sky versus Lyra Valkyria in the main event match of the night and the best match on the card. Very lovely stuff. There's some nice technical work to start off. They went counter for counter with the two. Lyra bends back Io's legs at one point and grabs her arm, starts swinging her. Really nice kind of like just stretching out all the limbs. Nice kind of not even submission, but just like really taking its toll on her arms and her legs. And then it's a double knee stomp and a drop kick through the ropes. A lovely dragon screw from Lyra off the top. Continued working over the knee by Lyra in the break as well. Finally getting a bit of offense strung together, which was nice. After the break, she gets a 2 count off a missed drop kick. Io then slips out of top rope fireman's carry, but Lyra just backflips over and hits a shotgun drop kick, then a tornado DDT, holds onto the headlock and drops Io with a fisherman suplex for a 2. It was absolutely gorgeous. It was really, really nice sequence from Lyra. There's an O'Connor roll by Io into a German suplex for a 2. Spinning heel kick into a snap neck breaker, but Io still kicks out at 2. Both women then go to the top rope. Sky with nearly it was like an inverted sunset flip. I don't even know what she did, but it was bloody lovely. Into a cradle. There's a Meteora from Io setting up for the over the moonsault. Lyra rolls away out of the drop zone. A couple of drop steps from each other trying to get on top. An O'Connor roll countered by Lyra, bridging out and pinning Io for the 3. Lyra moves on to face Dakota in the finals. I thought there was a nice bit of kind of heel heat nearly for Lyra at points, which I thought was really interesting, especially the way she worked that match. Like she was more so technical and stretching out, and obviously Io's going to get the big pops. But Maroney, when you're finished playing your little solo there, what do you think, mate? Can you cut that bit out? I don't like that at all.
Alright, Sean, do you have any actual thoughts about the match?
I enjoyed the match. I didn't enjoy the pin. I thought the pin was very odd.
It was a weird pin, I'll give you that. But
I loved it.
Match.
I thought it was sick.
Good match.
Well,
yeah.
It was very smooth. You can always accredit that to Io. She's a fucking phenomenal performer. Shit promo, but a phenomenal performer.
Second language.
What you mean? She did a fucking little backstage segment in fucking Raw, and you didn't even
English.
fucking mention it in your
I
rundown.
did mention it, you fuck. You weren't listening.
English is a notoriously hard language to learn if you don't like grow up. If it's not your first or second language, you're not around it often.
Okay, well, I speak it.
Yeah.
So that's all that matters to me.
Grow up
Everyone
in a
else on the
mostly
roster speaks it.
English-speaking country.
All the other people on the roster speak it. Okay? If she doesn't want to speak English to the highest level, she can work in a call center.
Maroney.
Sean.
Come on, man. Stop being
Boo.
a dick thing. Boo.
Yeah,
Boo.
but now the
Boo.
finals for the
Boo.
Irish woman won, didn't
Intercontinental
she?
Championship. Yes, have been set. It will be the full Irish Lyra Valkyria versus the lady of Irish descent Dakota Kai. I assume it will be next week. Why wouldn't you have a title crowned on your big debut episode? Especially if it's for that brand.
Maybe they kept it for the pyro.
But to be fair, if The Rock's there, he's got to take up half the show with his segment. So, you got
Oh, he'll take up the first half hour of his entrance.
Yeah, but it's on Netflix. They don't have like set fucking times.
It'll go 7 hours, baby. It'll be a 2-night Raw extravaganza. But yeah, really, really nice little semi-final leading up. I think
Like
the match will
Lyra,
probably be-
I hope. I'm not going to say who I want to win because I've jinxed it plenty times in the past. I just
Sean,
hope.
tell us who's going to win.
Good stuff.
So Jeff, I had this idea because Kerwin said this to me fucking literally as Lyra won fucking against Io. I think at the end of this podcast we should do a predictions for the first episode of Raw on Netflix.
Oh, I love that idea. That's delightful. Well,
Just to
Love
get
that
just,
idea.
just to get an answer out of Kerwin.
yeah, that'd be lovely. Right, so we'll move on as swiftly as we can. But the end segment was a whopper, and I am going through. And my god, it was lovely. But first we had a little tribal combat package, obviously building up what will maybe be the main, is probably going to be the main event, maybe the main event, I assume the main event of Raw next week.
Over Roman and Solo.
So,
there's
that's
shenanigans
no,
that are gonna
I'm saying
happen.
Roman and Solo is going to be the main. That's what I'm saying, the tribal combat package. Like, that's going to be the main.
I feel bad for Punk. He's managed to come back twice, fucking have.
And the Rock fucking knocked him out twice. No, do you know what the best thing is?
The fact that
People sharing
Dwayne's in the main event of Raw, no, makes me sick.
That clip, but also the clip where he's talking to Cody when he first came back. Someone who's a bigger and better star than you is going to come in and take your spot, kid. And then Rock comes in. So good. But yeah, speaking of Punker, we had Punk and Rollins' main event segment next. So Rollins opens it up. He welcomes everyone to Monday Night Rollins. He does his I'm a visionary. I am a revolutionary. I am
a
Seth
visionary.
Big pops from Rollins. Rollins says it's the last episode of Raw is televised on the USA. It's the last episode of Raw of the year. Let's go out with a bang. Rollins puts over 1 week from tonight. It'll be the voice of the voiceless versus the visionary. The Second City Saint versus the Monday Night Messiah. It'll be the self-proclaimed best in the world versus the real best in the world. Which I thought is nice. I forgot about the Messiah thing.
Yeah.
It was a nice little kind of play on that.
Bret Hart's competing next week on Raw. Fuck it. I'm so excited.
The best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be.
They're going to have Jack Whitehall fucking announce him out as well. Like, why not?
Yeah, it's Bret Hart going to be burying Bill Goldberg for half an hour. That piece of trash. Get him out of my ring.
Bill Goldberg.
But anyways, Rollins puts over the fact that they're going up 1-on-1 next week on the first Netflix Raw. Rollins then says, don't worry though, because after I beat Punk, I'll be here week in and week out. I'll be the next Raw, the next Monday after that, fighting, because that's what he does. But if things don't go Punk's way, you never know. What's he going to do? Cry about it, whine about it. Is he going to take his ball and go home? It's going to take another 10 years off. Huh?
Yeah, and that brings him out.
Yeah, Punk comes out. Pug says that line was the most industry plant cliche bootlicker line he's ever heard in his entire life. What
Bootlicker.
paragon of virtue did you get that from, huh? Who originally said that when he wanted to turn the people against the boys, huh? What happened? And obviously he's referencing Vince McMahon. You know,
Is he?
McMahon. Yeah, Vince McMahon pushed that line. Him and JR pushed
Yeah,
that
no,
line.
I'm fucking aware.
Oh, well, why did you say is he, mate? You got to be specific about these things.
He's joking.
You need to work on your monotone. But anyways,
It's just the voice I was given.
yeah, we'll work on it. Get a dialect coach, mate.
I'm so
but anyways.
lonely.
Obviously, he referred to Vince bearing Austin on commentary when he left. Then Punk asked Rollins, did Stone Cold take his ball and go home, huh? I haven't seen the man come around in quite some time. Did she take her ball and go home? Did she, Seth, or was it just me? Sorry, go on, dude.
So this led to an immediate rebuttal, well, my wife, she's early
my wife
to raise a child. Not that you would know anything about that.
Well,
was
yeah,
it boy or an accident?
He does get to that, but there's another fucking paragraph of Punk here that I have. Because Punk did not stop. So Punk goes on to talk to the crowd. He says, you want to tell 15,000 strong in Houston that I abandoned them, huh? When in reality, you just want to cry about it because I abandoned you. I was sick. I was tired. I left the place and you stayed and ate it. We both made our choices and I don't have any regret. Not one. Let's talk about the last 10 months instead of the last 10 years, huh? How's your neck, Seth? How's your knee? And then Seth just starts cracking his neck, and then he hops on both knees. It's very, very good. Nice little responses to Pug. He says, how's your insides, Seth? Because I saw Bronson Reed deliver 6 tsunamis. How's your pride getting no revenge on him? Obviously forgetting that he beat him, Crown Jewel. When you saw me break his ankle at Wargame.
Which, no, he didn't
do. But it's good. It's all good stuff. I like it. And then Punk says, I'm the self-proclaimed best in the world? You're damn right I am, because I believe in myself. Self-professed martyr? You're damn right. I didn't come here to make friends. I specifically said that I came here to make money. And I'm going to make a boatload next week when I put you on the shelf. And I'll make you the victim you so badly want to be, little brother. Which ticked Seth off something special. So Seth absolutely cuts into Punk. Seth says you can cut the little brother crap, and the difference between you, Punk, and everyone else left is they actually left for a reason. My wife's gone to raise a kid. I know you don't know what that's like. Stone Cold said it was the biggest mistake he ever made. He understands the consequences. Punk, you left and wanted this place to die with the echoes of your chants. You went on your buddy's podcast and you wanted to tear this place down brick by brick. When that didn't work, you took every shot to kill this place you could. Then you took a big chunk of change to join the competition for you. How did that work out? And everyone's like, ooh.
Hi, Cole Cabana. How you doing?
Damn it! I was going to fucking do it.
That was beautiful, Maroni. Good job, mate. But yeah, Seth then says...
Thief.
Sorry, what? Go on.
No, go on.
Yeah, it's not nice when someone robs your fucking joke, is it?
I'm not the one doing it. Jeff is.
Yes, sir. But anyways, after that, Seth then says that he isn't a martyr. He never felt bad for anything he's done. He stayed and fought because that's how revolutions are made. Be it in the trenches, not by cowards abandoning their families. Wars are won by fighting in the trenches. We won the war, and now you want to come back and you want to wave the flag with us? No way. You can't big brother me anymore because I'm the damn big brother. So you will take another 10 years off after the 6th. But this time, it ain't going to be your decision. I'm going to make it for you. It's really nice, kind of impactful little... I'm angry. Look at me. I could be serious. I'm not just the man with the fancy shirts. It's good stuff. And Punk came back. This was peak
fine speech.
Lovely stuff.
Fine speech.
I loved this. So good. He said, you can recognize the pioneer by the arrow. I was the first one through the wall and I got bloodied for it. You wouldn't be here if it wasn't for me. I loved the place I worked. I just hated the guy in charge and he loved you. Seth, which was lovely. I love that he's just using the ghost of McMahon to annoy Seth Rollins. Very good. Punk then says, and in situations where you should have had my back, you just decided to shoot a few arrows in it. Then I leave, and you show your true colors, huh? You stab Roman Reigns in the back, Now you're dressed like an idiot trying to play victim. They try to play the victim that you created. And those arrows, they kill weak people. The greats, above all else, find a way to march forward. I left because I had to, and I went far enough away to where those arrows couldn't reach me anymore. And after a couple of years, I was able to pull the arrows out. And after a few more years, I pulled them all out and came back because for 7 years, they chanted, mostly during your television time, my name. Punk chants raining out across the arena. Punk then replies, I should be dead, Seth. And oh, aren't those arrow throwers mad? Next week,
just
those
say
same arrows
archers.
that were supposed to do me in, I carry with me today. Next week, California, Netflix, live and in living color. I walk in with a fistful of those arrows and jam them down your corporate throat. Absolutely beautiful. I love this. But for the last word, Mr. Rollins gets in there. And he says, you know, I never said this to your face. Maybe once upon a time you were a pioneer. What you have become is a cancer. You're a cancer to that locker room. You're a cancer to my brain. And you're a cancer to this business. And cancer, the problem with it is it doesn't cure itself. The only way to defeat it is to cut it out. 1 week from now, you bring your fistful of arrows and I'll bring my eyes of fire, my heart full of hate and rage, and I will burn you to the ground. Fucking beautiful. Oh, I love wrestling. This is so good. Boys, I've spoken for a long fucking time.
The last ever segment of Monday Night Raw on television. Good way to go out.
Triple H saw the online comments like, we're bored of this Seth versus Punk feud, and was like, all right, bet.
What a fucking promo.
Yeah. I just have one thing to say. Phil, they're called archers, not our arrow throwers. They're called archers.
Oh, come on, David. Put it over.
But
it was a great
It is
segment.
a great segment, but that just annoys me personally.
Shit.
I have cut promos, thank you very much.
I'd love to see a David Kerwin fucking promo now. I'm gonna eat you like a fucking iceberger.
Okay, another white comment, lovely. Fine speech. But yeah, great segment. Loved it.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely increases the interest in this going forward. Should be the main event. It's probably not going to.
That's 2 for 2 for Punk.
Bloodline. And be the same person is responsible both times.
Yep.
The fact that Dwayne is in the main event of Raw on Netflix and I'm not makes me sick.
Oh, God. Brody, you looked very, very intrigued when I was reading that beautifully. How do you feel about the promo, my friend?
Bro, when I tell you, when I was watching that live and it woke me up, like, it was odd because, like, fucking, when you were, like, when me and Kerwin on the call, you'd swear both of us fell asleep, but, like, we were both just that hooked in the promo, like, we weren't saying anything.
Well, I was close to being asleep.
Fucking, oh, bro, fucking, I tell you, it's one of the segments of the year, fucking, like,
Agreed.
It deserves it, fucking, it's probably the best promo that's been delivered since, honestly, before Mania. Fucking, I can't think of one. Fucking, like, Drew and Punk's promos were great, don't get me wrong, but fucking this had like a, like I was saying it to you fucking the other day, I was like, this promo had enough like venom in it, fucking, to which you just believe it. It doesn't need to be the most sophisticated fucking thing to which you have to point out if someone's an arrow thrower or a fucking archer. You just take it at fucking face value and you fucking eat it up. Okay?
I enjoyed the segment.
I just think there's a great irony as well, the fact that for the last ever shot of Raw on the USA Network, Raw on cable television, Triple H decided, yeah, we're putting CM Punk on it.
But he is like, he's their biggest star probably at the minute, like very much arguably.
But like, if you ask
Rock's
me that,
not
like,
around often, Cena's not around often. Yeah, Punk is.
Oh, why do you have to hate on him so much?
No, I'm just saying because there are bigger stars that will come around. I'm saying he is the most stars around regularly. I'm agreeing with you. Okay. Makes sense to put him in.
You have a strange way of agreeing with someone. It almost sounds like disagreeing, if I'm honest with you.
But yeah, I think this was like prime Punk from like 2012, like those cotton promos with Vince. You're gonna apologize and you will like it, like all that that venom, that comedy, that wit that he has. Like,
Do I have
telling a
everybody's
story.
attention now?
Yeah, it was very much like, and like there was flicks and essences of the MJF storyline that he did, because it's the whole "you're a fan of me," you know, I was your big brother, like all that sort of stuff was in there. There was hints of the Kingston work he did in AEW, because of it's this whole "I'm defending the company from you," you know, Paige. There was talking about
And
Paige
also,
essences.
this beef goes back to Ring of Honor as well.
Yeah, like it's really beautifully done, and it's exactly what I've wanted from this promo, this like whole feud since the beginning. Oh my god, I didn't know they were gonna fucking come with it like that. Oh my god, I loved it. I absolutely adored it. Pro wrestling.
Yeah. But Jeff didn't stay up on the fucking call and watch it.
All right.
He
Okay,
took
guys,
off.
in the
Cheers.
interest of time, do we have any closing thoughts before we go
Hey,
into our...
We're predicting next week's Raw, mate.
Yeah, Kerwin, you stupid cunt.
Okay.
Whoa.
Who do you think you
Okay.
are? Just fucking melancholy and go fucking, I'm just gonna fucking skip past the prediction so you don't have to say it out loud. So if the person that you fucking want to win loses, right? Jeff, get that fucking match card up
I
right
have
now.
the match card up right here.
Thank you.
Okay. Following on from that last segment there, CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. Punk's winning.
Punker.
Yeah.
Big punker.
I don't think you will.
Really? Oh, so he's
I-
not going to win then. Whatever Sean says is going to come true.
He's had 3 matches against Drew, to which he's won. He's had 1 match in War Games, to which he's won. He's got a non-televised loss to Gunther in fucking Madison Square Garden.
Yeah,
I don't know
steel
who he bet
cage.
him from.
Yeah.
I don't know who he bet in Chicago. I know he's won against Dom. Fucking, just statistically, if you're going to fucking...
He tagged with Ray, I think in Chicago. Was he tagged with Ray against like Dom?
Dom and Carlito.
Yeah, possibly. But they won, to my knowledge. But fucking, I'm just looking at it in terms of if you're going to get this feud to go to Mania, to which I really think they're going to try, and especially after the resurgence of that promo, fucking, which I think they fired all the bullets in the first fucking promo, and it's going to be very fucking sad if that is the case.
I don't know. I think they have
I'm expecting either shenanigans, a DQ finish, or I'm expecting Rollins to win.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to change because I completely.
No,
agree
you've
with
already
that.
said yours. You fucking put your words in stone. You stick
Let
with
me
what you fucking
bandwagon
thought.
it. Let me
Alright.
But I'm so used to stealing from you, Sean. Come on.
Kerwin, your thoughts?
I already gave my prediction for I think Punk's winning. I was going to say the next match, Drew McIntyre versus not main eventing Jey Uso.
Yeah, Drew McIntyre. Big Daddy Drew.
Big Daddy
Right.
Drew. All right.
Jay's outnumbered anyways.
Uh,
Make it a no DQ match for shit and giggles.
Oh,
I'm gonna have to invalidate a prior prediction from one of ye
Why?
because the Women's World Championship match between Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley is last woman standing, which means there is no possibility for a DQ.
Thank God.
So
There could be shenanigans, but there won't be a DQ.
So Rhea's gonna win, is what you're saying.
Yes, undisputed. Yeah.
No.
She never technically lost her belt. But she did lose to Rhea. Yeah, she did this to Liv, I should say.
I think Liv's winning.
Okay.
I
could
think
not-
so. I think Liv's winning too, but I really
What?
hope to be wrong.
Liv
You
versus
bad.
drag this out till
fucking
Mania.
Mania, bro.
You don't think they're gonna change a fucking title on the first Netflix Raw? You don't think they're gonna do a big pop for the title? Come on.
Not for Rhea Ripley.
In what is most likely the main event of this show, for tribal combat for the Ulafala and recognition as the tribal chief of the Anoa'i family, Roman Reigns, the OTC, takes on the beloved Solo Sikoa. Who we going with, boys?
It's going to be a DQ, obviously.
Probably.
The hood is gonna get.
I don't know what we're expecting. For a stacked Raw on Netflix, half the matches are going to end in DQ. It's
Yeah.
good that one of them is not.
Paul the big way.
Like fucking, in what way? I suppose I think Solo's going to win by DQ.
No, it's tribal combat. It's no DQ.
Oh, there's no DQ.
There's
Oh,
gonna be pops for days.
I think
if Jay's getting bet by fucking Drew, then Roman's already down a man in terms of fucking when it comes to the squabbles and shit.
he's not wrong.
Fucking, unless Dwayne comes out just fucking rock bottoms Roman, it's like we're fighting for the People's Championship at Mania.
Oh my god, that Muhammad Ali gave me technically tragically.
A decade after his death.
Yeah.
Fucking look. There's going to be some sort of shenanigans. I don't see Roman being on top.
Solo Sikoa probably wins here, I would think.
To switch it up, I'll go Roman. Just to switch it up.
Okay, so with our predictions done, would you like to have any closing thoughts for not just this episode of
who do you think's going to win between who do you think's going to win between Lyra and what's her name?
Dakota. I think Lyra's winning.
Yeah. You know what that means?
Yes, I do.
You know what that means?
Although I did also say Chelsea Green would win the US Championship, and she did, so...
Yeah, everyone wanted Chelsea Green to win the US Championship.
That's true.
Chelsea Green!
That's the noise Kermit makes when you work out.
Oh.
So, boys, any other closing thoughts that you may have?
A fairly representative standoff for Raw on television. Few interesting things, but like just a fairly innocuous 2-hour episode of television.
I'm sorry, the fucking main event segment alone is a banger episode. I don't care what else was on this show. If it was only that one segment and everything trash, which it wasn't, it's still like an all-timer. That segment was insane.
And he still fell asleep. You're never getting away from it.
I know.
Tune in, folks, next week to find out if Jeff actually makes it through an episode of SmackDown or Raw when it airs live. Chances are he won't because he's a dick. Don't fucking look at me like that. And tune in next week to see if David Kerwin has learned anything about cutting a promo. Let Kerwin go on, do a 2-minute rant for an outro.
No, because this has gone on long enough. I think this is time to end.
In the words of Rhea and Liv, this has to end.
Nice. Okay. So, as the first video to canonically take place in the new year, let me just say you can follow us on everything. That is at Wrestless on everything. That is your Instagrams, your Twitters, your Threads, your YouTubes, your TikToks, your Twitches, and many more to come, I would assume.
Yeah, you're going to see our beautiful faces everywhere.
We will have more episode reviews like this. We'll have paper reviews of pay-per-views as they are live. We will have classic reviews on the Wrestless podcast proper.
Oh, yes, starting with WrestleMania 40.
XL. Woo!
Yeah, baby. Extra large and in charge.
WrestleMania, baby. Woo! Yeah, and we'll also have more original content. Jeff will be doing a lovely standalone retrospective on the late great Bray Wyatt and what he means both to the industry and to him as a wrestling fan. I will be making a standalone documentary on the bizarre metafictional tale of the scapegoat Jack Perry, Sean's favorite wrestler.
Another skinny man that Sean hates.
And I will also be doing a recurring series called The Kings and Queens of the Indies, which will go over the independent careers of current wrestling stars. The first 2 episodes will be on arguably the 2 most influential British wrestlers of their generations. That is Nigel McGuinness and Will Ospreay.
Great, it's British Bulldog.
I said of their generations.
William Regal.
He's not in the same generation as either of those 2.
Wade Barrett.
No.
He's just naming British
wrestlers.
That's all you do.
The best British wrestlers.
You could have gone Drew
Marty,
McIntyre
wait,
and I would have given it to you.
Page.
Well, Drew McIntyre is British.
Well, he is British. He's not English.
Page.
Yeah, but we said British.
Yeah, he calls himself British as well, much to the chagrin
he
of
is
a lot
British.
of other Scottish people.
And he's British.
Yeah, so we'll have more original
The Kingdom
content
of
besides
Britain.
that. We'll have more shorts, short form content, and other apps. And we will see you there. But as for this video, it has gone on so long. I will just say, love the wrestling you love, because wrestling should be fun. Jeff.
Take care, Togebuggers. Launches. See you later, boys.
Sean, take us home.
Suck my dick. I'll see you next week.
And on that note, it's time to end. Goodbye.